You don't have to do this all alone. I think that's a great reminder for a lot of us out there. A lot of us really pride ourselves on the fact that we can be independent and we don't need anybody else. However, that usually comes from maybe childhood trauma or a childhood where we had to really rely just on ourselves and we never learned that others are there to help us, and that's really okay. And we do, as humans, need that connection. So, welcome to another episode on support systems in an area of depression. Who holds you? This is professional and community support video, and it's all about expanding your circle of care beyond friends and family. So, sometimes the people closest to us can't give the kind of support we need, not because they don't care, but because depression requires more than love. It often needs structure, tools, and an outside perspective. Think about somebody who's not emotionally attached to us. Somebody that, if they're honest with us, we don't take it as hard and we tend to listen just a little bit more. So that's where professional and community support come in. These supports don't replace personal relationships, they expand on our safety net. And it's really great to have a wider safety net because we can't always get into an appointment, or a community group isn't always going to be happening 7 days out of the week, right? And we can't always get into a doctor. So to have an expanded support would be really nice for us all. So in this episode, we'll explore how professional help and communities can hold you in ways that friends and families cannot. So professional support, what is it? Well, it's therapists and counselors. They provide a safe space to process feelings without judgment. Doctors and psychiatrists help with medical care, medication, or diagnosing underlying conditions. And then you have coaches or specialists. They offer tools for building habits, routines, or coping skills. Professional support isn't failure. It's care designed for your healing. Just think about individualized care, which is something we could all benefit for, and that's what you're building. So you're expanding on friends and family, and you're individualizing it to help you become the best person you can hopefully become in this lifetime. So here's a reframe. Seeking professional help means I'm building a stronger support system, not giving up. So what is community support? Well, communities remind you that you are not alone in this. Types of community support are support groups, in person or online, where others share lived experience. Faith or spiritual communities that offer belonging and ritual for us. Hobby groups, classes, or local gatherings that create connection beyond depression. And I'm sure a lot of you know out there that social media apps have the groups that we could like hiking groups, a mommy group, maybe a dad group. Then you have book club group. And what's nice is we can connect online or we can connect in person with these people. So we just have a lot more options when it comes to outside support now. So community connection helps counteract isolation and creates a sense of shared strength. So here's a gentle reminder. Belonging to a community doesn't mean I have to be on all the time. It means that you're just showing up as you are. And how do we take the first step? That is the hardest step to take. I have a lot of clients who are really nervous about scheduling their first session, and some it has made them not schedule a session at all because getting over that hump, that fear, that anxiety is really a big thing to do. So how can we do this in a way that will get us what we want in the end? Well, if it feels overwhelming, let's start small. Research one therapist or group online, ask your doctor one question about mood and health, and attend a group meeting just to listen. No pressure to share. Building professional and community support takes time, but even one small step creates a new layer of safety for us. So here's an anchor thought. Adding support is a strength, not a weakness. So expanding the net, professional and community support, well, it doesn't replace the people in our personal lives. They add new soil for our growth. Together, they create a stronger, more reliable net to hold us when we do get low. In the next episode, we'll talk about self-support, becoming my own anchor, how to build practices that comfort and steady us when others aren't available. It is nice to have a wide net. We have many options to choose from with individualized plan for ourselves that can only benefit and help us grow into a better person. So here are some journal prompts for us. What professional resources have I tried? Therapy, doctor, groups? What communities, in person or online, help me feel less alone? And what is one small step I could take to explore professional or community support? And remember, you deserve layers of support, and reaching for them is an act of strength, not failure. Here's the comment section. Comment on anything throughout this video, anything on depression or support systems, anything on who holds you professionally and community-wise, or maybe personal-wise as well. And really any heavy emotion you can comment on, or any hard aspect that life has kind of thrown at you right now. And if you have some wins, comment on those too, because we would love to hear them. If you're having a hard time figuring out what to comment, here's a question for you. If you were to seek out one professional or one community support, how do you think that could help you right now? So if this video resonated with you today, take a breath before you go, let what you heard settle in. You're not alone on this journey, and you never have to do it all at once. If you're feeling it, give this video a like so that others can find it. Subscribe for new content of every day, of every week. And remember here, it's tiny steps, real talk, and honest healing. And if you made it this far, you get to hear about my journals and children's books I have created. The journals are really just a hand in hand for these videos. They're all about how do we become a healthy version of ourselves, and how do we decrease any healthy aspects that we don't like. Really, we're taking an introspective look on what is going on. And there's an anxiety one, a self-love, self-discipline, and self-discovery one, and then there's a beach-themed one. Your children's book is going to be on courage, bravery, and a spark within. And at the end, there's worksheets for your little ones so that they could start writing about and discovering their own spark, courage, and bravery. And then there's an emotional workbook. This is where your kids get to discover what emotions are strong, what emotions do they have, and where do they feel it in their bodies. This is something that I do with kids when I start to see them in my own private practice, because it really is important that we start to notice where our emotions show up in our bodies so that we can take the first steps to start to respond instead of react. And there's many more pages in there for the children as well. And if you made it this far, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a great day.